Interface Video, in cooperation with Fairfield Federal, presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fair Hope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Adam H., Dagger Law, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.
Hello friends, and welcome to Fairfield Today. I'm Paul Jasson. Thank you for joining us, and as we tape today, a beautiful day here in downtown Lancaster. So there's no part of any show we do that COVID-19 doesn't enter into it, and that'll be part of what we talk about here with the Hank Foundation. My guests are Amy Carpenter and Steve Wigton. Steve is the superintendent of the city schools. We'll tell you how that's relevant in all this thing, but Amy is with us now, and Amy, you're always with us, and we're always talking usually about your race, about the things you've got going on, and we talk sometimes about, well, I've got a calendar coming out.
Right.
Well, now it's tied in with the Lancaster City Schools,
Yes, it is.
And so we're now into the 2020-2021 calendar with the Lancaster City Schools and the administration and the teachers and everybody having pets and a nice calendar. We'll show that, but give us a little thumbnail sketch of how this kind of all began with you.
Yeah, so it all began in 2013. My sister had a dog named Hank, and my mom called me and said that he wasn't acting right, and she had made a vet appointment for him, which concerned me because my parents were, with animals, they lived on the farm. They didn't need to go to the doctor
Sure,
all the time.
sure.
And so it very, very much concerned me. And so we took him in. He wasn't eating his treats. And we just thought he had like a UTI, something like that. And they came back and said that he had cancer, specifically sarcoma. I didn't know dogs got cancer. I didn't realize, that they're much like people. And I didn't know what sarcoma was. And so we talked to the doctor about our options. And they said, you treat dogs just like you do people. And so he had radiation, he had surgery, he had chemo, all the same things that people do.
Wow.
And we went to 3 different places. We went to Ohio State. We also drove out to Colorado. And he fought it for 20 and a half months before I lost him. Yeah, and so it was really hard. I got into a real deep depression after I lost him. He was like a child to me.
Sure.
And I'm one of these people, I got to do something. I can't sit around. And I feel like I had to do something to make a difference, and so that's when we started Hank's Foundation, which is a 501c3, and it's called the Hank Kabel Sarcoma Foundation.
And again, it's a Hank Kabel Foundation. You can look that up. If you search that, you can find it. There's lots of good information on there. It's on Facebook and places that I don't even know where to look. It's on places I can't even find, I'll guarantee you that. But on the places that I can find, it's right there. It's easy to find. And again, Amy's purpose and with this whole foundation is just to put canine cancer in the spotlight and talk about it all the time. Now, I think 2017 and 18, your firefighters, was that your first calendar?
Our very first one was Hank on the news. He was on the news, Channel 4 with Bob Nunley 33 times.
That's been a while.
Yeah, and so we had that one, and then after that was the Sheriff's Department.
Okay.
And then we did the Fire Department, and then Lancaster Police Department.
Yeah.
Last year was Fairfield Medical Center.
You hit all the highways,
Yep.
and now in the fishbowl this time is the Lancaster City Schools, which brings us to Mr. Steve Wigton, who's gone there. And I think you found out that Amy is a force.
Oh, definitely.
And if she wants to get something done,
she gets
it's
it done,
going to be
yeah.
difficult to say no.
Yeah,
and it's
that's
such
exactly
a good
right.
cause, too. I mean,
It's
I'm a
easier to
dog
give
guy.
in.
That's a
I mean,
great
we've all
cause.
lost dogs, and I'm a puppy
Sure.
guy myself, and there are many times they're like children. If your kids are gone, they are like your kids, and they become family. So now the Lancaster City Schools are partnering with this, and it's turned out to be a great calendar.
It has, and we've had fun doing it, and each school participated in this. We had teachers send in pictures with their dogs, and we did the COVID kind of thing. You know how you get on these, everything's a video conference, and you've got those pockets of pictures, like the Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
So we have Brady Bunch. Yeah,
all
we
over.
have. Yeah, every school has a Brady Bunch photo. So yeah.
Well, Amy, this is it's a beautiful calendar. We'll show the cover of it when we talk about it here, and you've got the pictures all in there. And again, this is the schools, again, you've had great partners with so many great people.
Definitely.
The schools are the newest partnership with them, and the way the schools have been in the news for the last several years with all the new schools, and still one more to go.
Right.
Lots of things going on, but great pictures with great puppies, and again, it's all about keeping that word out there about Hank.
It is, and when I was going through my depression after losing Hank, I remember something my counselor said to me one day. She said, Amy, this is bigger than Hank. And because I was focusing just on canine cancer. And she said, you need to get the message out for that to grow, for other people to know who Hank was, and that it's not just about canine cancer, it's about sarcoma. And it's not just about sarcoma in dogs, but in people. And so that's why I wanted to partner with Lancaster City Schools this year, is because I wanted to also get the word out about childhood cancer, because dogs and children get the same kinds of cancers.
And that's a good way to bring the schools into this too, to just lift the awareness. I didn't, as Amy was talking, I knew, I've heard that cats get cancer. I had heard that, but I didn't realize that dogs got it too, so she lifted that. But now with young people getting it, that's even more of a reason for the schools to be aware of that.
Great connection.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. So did you have more pictures than you needed? Was it tough to hone it down?
It was not hard to get pictures.
I can imagine. Everybody loves their puppy dog.
Do, and we got some great photos of our staff, and it was a great way to feature our staff.
And so all the buildings are featured in there?
Yeah, all buildings, and high school's in there twice, and we even have a month for central office we jumped into.
Yeah.
Nice. Everybody got involved.
That's
So
right.
so again, it's a good calendar with good people there. And again, this is again what you're doing. You're just trying to keep all this with Hank. I know, again, we talked about COVID and how that's affected your race this year, and some of the events that you had, there's been nobody that hasn't been touched. I tell people, we've done these shows, I've had Steve on several times with the schools, and there's been no show I've done in the last 6 months or 5 months that COVID wasn't the first thing we talk about, because it has affected everybody beyond belief. Whatever, I don't know what the new normal is anymore. Maybe this is the normal.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that.
It is for now.
Yeah, it is for now. So so this calendar is out there. Now, how can people get this, and where can they find information on it?
Yeah, so you can go to our website, which is www.hankkabelsarcomafoundation.
KABEL.
Thank you, .com. You can also buy it at Gypsy Joe's. They're
Nice.
selling them for us as well.
I've been there once or twice.
Yes.
I can
Me too.
guarantee you that, whether it's a donut or ice cream, perhaps more than I should be there. So they have them available there.
Yes.
And I would encourage people to go to your website too. I mean, it's a great website. They've got the story, a much more detailed story than what Amy was able to share today.
Yeah.
But all that information about sarcoma, the tie-in with the schools, that's all there. But the things you do, purchase of bracelets, and other things, that everything's gone virtual now. We understand that with the race and stuff. But it's a good website, plenty of information.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
We've worked so hard on that,
Well,
trying to get the word
I'm sure,
out.
and again, the websites now are so much more important, I think, because people can't perhaps talk one-on-one.
Exactly.
So they can always call you about some of this too, right? I
definitely.
know you give out your phone number.
Yeah, definitely.
What is that?
And it's 740-974-2811. And it makes me feel really good, because I've had people reach out to me or refer me from other people, because anyone that knows me knows about Hank and canine cancer and sarcoma.
No, I'm shocked. I'm shocked over that.
Right. And so it's made me feel good that some people have referred other people to me when their dogs have gotten cancer, or I've even had humans that's been diagnosed with sarcoma that's reached out, happy that something's being done, because they've researched and not that much is happening, and it was nice to know that someone's trying to do something.
Now,
so that means a
Steve,
lot.
when she first approached you with this, and I'm sure this has been a while back now because the calendar's here and we're ready to go for next year, when she first approached you, was this, in your mind, kind of a no-brainer, a natural tie-in?
Yeah, it was. It really was. It was something that I thought that we would enjoy getting involved with, something that's a great cause, and something that, that we can highlight our staff as well as our dogs.
Yeah, highlight the schools and show everything there.
Right. We have a picture of each of our new schools on there, so it's a great tie-in.
Are you a dog guy?
I am.
Are
I've
you?
got a picture in.
He's
Is
in there
that right?
too.
Is that right?
Oh,
The
yeah.
big guy is in there. Well, that's good. When you get that guy
I
on
know,
your side,
right?
light goes on.
Yeah.
You're out that. So it's the Hank Kabel Foundation. Again, what was the their actual website address is?
Yeah, it's www.hankkabelsarcomafoundation.com.
Very good. And I always enjoy, I know in the Town Crier,
Yeah.
you have, what is it, Dear Hank?
Dear Hank.
Dear Hank. There are
Yeah.
articles on there. If nothing else, she is a PR machine. She gets involved, and again, her previous calendars, as we talked about, you had firefighters on Channel 4, tons of time
Yeah.
up there.
Yeah.
Bob Nunley, and you got
Yeah.
to be close personal
Yes.
friends, I'm sure,
Yep.
over that.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Fairfield Medical Center was last year's. You've had the police on, the fire department.
Sheriff's
and again, the
office,
city, the sheriff's office, important to mention them. So I think it's important to mention that this, with the schools now on board,
Yeah.
that's why you live in a small community, I
Yes,
think.
I
For
love-
moments like this,
Yeah, I love a
when
small
when
community.
things, as Steve indicated, it was a good cause, and you can see that, if nothing else, from a young people's standpoint, the schools are in there.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. It's a good educational
Yeah, yeah.
opportunity, a great way to tie in with the community. Thanks for letting us do it.
Yes, thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you so much.
It'll be interesting. I don't know who the big businesses are left for next year.
I know.
We'll see who there are.
I've been talking to some people, so I have some ideas already.
Well,
It'll
I'm
be a
sure you do.
surprise.
I know that's how you work. Steve, I'd be remiss if I didn't just get a quick update on the schools. Sherman's open now.
Sherman is open.
Everything's up and running,
Yeah.
COVID-wise.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, we're...
Hybrid, is that
we're
the
in
word we
hy-
use?
Well,
The hy-
we use the term blended. Hybrid,
Blended,
same
that's what I
thing,
wanted to say,
same
blended,
thing, right.
yes.
We're still in the blended model at
Yeah.
this point in time.
Working well?
It is. I mean, we have the challenges of technology at home,
sure.
but it's a growth opportunity for everybody. I mean, it's different and it's challenging, but I think that we're making the best out of it. So,
Have you seen everybody's, like we were talking before, Amanda, they've gone every day. Bloom Carroll just started.
Yep.
I think they started more of a hybrid way. They've
Right,
just started
they did.
and now gone to every day.
Yep.
Have you seen most schools able to work within whatever system they've got? Has it worked out? Or
Some have struggled more than others,
Yeah.
and particularly the smaller schools, they don't have the capacity to do the online as much as larger schools do. So it just depends. I think, some have done better with it than others.
Amy, you were a teacher. I would
Oh,
think
yeah.
now would be maybe a good time not to be a teacher. It's
that.
a very difficult time. I mean, when they signed on to be a teacher, these are things that, or an administrator for
signed
that
up
minute,
for
nobody,
that. No.
nobody saw
Nobody
this
signed
coming,
up.
No way.
or maybe nobody would have signed up
Right.
like this. But
Right.
but it's a different time out there. And again, from the Hank Kabel side of things, you had to change how you did things with
Exactly.
races and yard sales and the things virtually. And so now here we are at the end of getting to the end of 2020. Looks like the beginning of 2021 may be more of the same. That may not
Right.
change very much
Hopefully
coming.
not,
So,
but-
so do you have any events coming up now as we end up the year other than the big calendar sales?
Just, we might do some events, maybe with Pet Supplies Plus. Usually, I lost Hank in November, November 17th. And so each year we try to do something around that anniversary
It'll be
date.
coming up very soon.
So you might be looking to see, like, sometimes we'll do like things at restaurants as a fundraiser or something with Pet
Sure.
Supplies Plus, something
Okay.
like that.
Very good.
So I probably should actually get started on that. I'm glad that you said
Well,
something about
as this ends, you'll probably head out the door and get on
Right.
that. I know how things
Yeah.
work with you.
And then January, it'll start back over with the calendar, yard
Sure.
sales and
Yeah.
everything, and the race again.
So again, where they can get calendars out at Gypsy Joe's?
Yep, they can go to Gypsy Joe's, and they can go to the website, which is www.hankkabelsarcomafoundation.com.
And again, it's we'll get a picture of it. It's the 2021 calendar with the Lancaster City Schools, the administration, the staff, everybody's involved in it. So it's a good calendar. They're always fun to watch and fun to see and see all the animals and all the teachers, the administrators, and the folks in with it. So again, Steve, thanks for getting involved in that.
Thank you,
Again,
Steve.
it's
been our pleasure.
a good
Thank you.
pairing
Yeah.
to work with the Lancaster City Schools in about
Yes.
anything you do. So Amy, good luck with
Thank you.
Hank and your
Thank you, Paul.
foundation. You do great work.
Thank you.
We enjoy that.
We appreciate you.
Pleasure to have Amy and Steve
you.
on with us today, and we'll be back with more in just a moment.
Fairfield Federal. When it comes to our customers and our community, we go above and beyond to help. Our people make the difference.
It's a hometown bank. It's located here in Fairfield County. Branches are convenient. They're located here in Pickerington, where my office is. I'm in Lancaster a lot, and they have plenty of branches there. And I much prefer dealing with the hometown banks rather than the larger nationwide chain banks.
so far everybody's been so personable, and for us to bank with the local bank, and we bank in Lancaster, it's been so wonderful because we'll call somebody, Steve will call somebody, and they'll get back to us right away, or they'll say, okay, we're going to make a decision in the basement tomorrow, and they'll get back to us, rather than calling a bigger bank where we had to wait and we didn't always get the same person the next time we called for a investment banking opportunity, or getting something appraised, any of those kind of things.
Everybody is very customer friendly. A lot of times I'll bring my dog Bear with me, and the staff love him here, and of course he loves them and the treats that he gets, so it's just a nice kind of a family type environment.
Personal or business banking, whatever you need, we take it seriously because we know you do. Stop by today at any of our 3 locations and see why the difference is clear. Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan specializes in banking that revolves around you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Thanks for being with us on the first half of the show on Fairfield Today. We were able to talk with Amy and Steve about the Hank Kabel Foundation, and appreciate all the folks here at Fairfield Federal with their Quasquicentennial celebration going on, somewhat dampened a bit by the COVID-19 as everything is, but you still got a lot going on when you come into the lobby down here, any of the branches in Pickerington or on the west side, you'll see that. Still in the 125-year celebration, a great community partner is Fairfield Federal. Again, for any of those money needs, I tell you, encourage you to look at fairfieldfederal.com. We're going to look at more local things right now, things going on in the community. And again, we talk about COVID-19 being in effect. I'm sure we'll talk about that too. Fran Tiburzio with Visit Fairfield County. See, I got it right.
You got it right, yay.
It's a struggle. And that's their website, visit fairfieldcounty.org. Mm-hmm. That's the website. So everything we'll talk about today can be found there. They're at 158 Wheeling Street. Your Diggs right over here, just a few blocks away over there. And 800-626-1296 is our phone number, so we'll get all that, and you'll be able to find all that. But visit Fairfield County, always a busy time. The downtown has been growing. Things have been happening around Fairfield County. COVID-19 hits. How's it affected you folks?
Well, it's a little difficult to encourage visitors, which is our job, to encourage visitors to come from out of town. People aren't really traveling, and that's totally understandable. But what we've done is sort of turn our focus inwardly. Mm-hmm. And so we're trying to serve local businesses, restaurants, shops, and residents to give. We did an initiative this summer called Be a Tourist in Your Own Backyard, where we did these cool town tours. We went to Lithopolis and Amanda.
We talked about that last time you were on.
So we did things like that.
Is that still going on?
No, we sort of backed off of that.
Okay.
That was a wonderful partnership with FunBus, and now they're busy with other things. So that was great that they donated the buses when they could. So now they're hopping and moving and good, and that's what they're supposed to be doing.
And I guess we're seeing maybe a little bit in the tourism thing open up. I see where now they're talking about the trails and everything down in Hocking County with all the hills down there, so you can see that opening up a little bit. So all you folks that are in this tourism travel business, kind of things are starting to break a little bit.
Sure.
Opening.
Yeah, things are opening, and locally in Fairfield County we have almost everything's open.
Sure.
So that's great. We love that.
Yeah.
Even if we don't really bring a ton of people in from outside, we want our residents here to be able to do fun things and be entertained and enjoy especially the beauty of this season.
Well, and that takes us to it. I was looking at their website, just doing a little homework for the show. Visit fairfieldcounty.org, and they have a great website, tons of information on there about everything they do. You can find out things to do, where to stay. They have places to eat and drink. Everything's on there. It's a very comprehensive website. They'll even help you plan your trip if you want to do something. And that takes us around to, if you're planning to go somewhere, they have a whole section on trails, different trails, and they have lots of them. They have a brew trail, which has some interest to me, I might say that. Handmade and homegrown trails going on. These are all around Lancaster and Fairfield County, places to go.
Yeah.
One of the more popular ones, I'm sure, is the Covered Bridge Tour. 17 covered bridges in Fairfield County.
Yeah.
You see them all?
Yeah, you can. Right now, there's access to a couple of them down in Sugar Grove, the Fairfield County Park System. is renovating that park, so you can't get to a
Okay.
couple of them, but you can get to the rest of them. And yeah, our covered bridge trail is hugely popular. We've had people from all over the world who come to see our covered bridges. So
Sure, I'm sure.
they're beautiful.
Yeah.
And this is a perfect season to go out and take a drive in the country and see one of these beautiful covered
Nice
bridges.
day. If you, like you say, if you're going to do things, stay a little more closer to home, and you can see things maybe you've never seen all the covered
Exactly.
bridges.
Yeah.
Sure.
And they're all different. And that's something I've learned as, I've been studying covered bridges now to do the covered bridge bus tours, and they're all different. Every single one of them is different. So if you just keep your eyes open, you can see something different on every bridge.
Now, what do I have here? The in October. Now we're into this time of the year. And some of them have been going on for a while. We'll continue. Autumn Experience. What's that?
Autumn Experience is like this umbrella that we created to talk about all of the cool things that you can do around Fairfield County in the autumn. So, there's a reason that we're called Fairfield County, is we do have kind of an agricultural background. So we have all these wonderful orchards and like Sharp Farms and, Page's Produce and all these great places, Sam's Pumpkins, where you can go, Lancaster Greenhouse, where you can get all these autumnal things, mums and pumpkin spice granola and, all the apples.
It's really
and
grown into quite the time of year.
Yeah.
I mean, it isn't all about Christmas. I mean, there's many other things now around Halloween, around October, big time for decorating.
Oh, yeah, it's a big time for decorating. It's a big time for getting out, though. I think fall makes people realize cold weather's coming, so people are more willing to get out and go and go pick their own apples, or get their pumpkin and do all that cool stuff.
One thing we want to talk about here, and this when I was looking at all your trails, this one just jumped out at me: a trail of scarecrows, and this is something in 2020 that's a big deal.
It is a big deal. Yeah. This is our second year of presenting this Trail of Scarecrows.
Okay.
The first year we had, I think, 225 scarecrows, which was great, in 9 communities around the county.
That seems like a lot to me.
It does. Well, guess what? This year we have almost 300, and it's in 14 communities. So it's grown, and I think with this year, people are especially looking for something fun, something that's safe, that's outdoors, that you can enjoy by driving around with your family in a car, or get out and take a walk up and down a street and check out all these great scarecrows. And there are some really awesome scarecrows out there.
So the trail aspect of it is you've designated a driving route.
No, not really. What we've done is we've mapped
Okay.
all of the
Oh, okay.
scarecrows
Yeah,
in
sure.
each of the communities.
Now, wherever
So-
you want to go.
Yes, you can go to Facebook. It's called Fairfield County Trail of Scarecrows Autumn Experience. Go to that Facebook page, and at the top right is a button that says Learn More. Click that button, and the map of the scarecrows will automatically come up, so you can see where every scarecrow in the county is.
Really?
And then we have this great app that's called Visit Widget, and you can click out, I want to see this one, this one, this one, this one, this
Visit
one.
Widget.
And they will create a map for you
Now
to get from one to
these
the other.
people that have these in their yard, these are people that just decided to have these, and then they contacted you and said, I have one, I'm on?
No, a lot of
You
people.
went out looking for them? Or?
Well, we announced that there is such a thing as a Trail of Scarecrows, and we encouraged
so
people to
people
participate.
wanted to join,
Yeah,
get
so people
involved.
wanted to join. And it's not just people, it's also businesses, organizations, churches, scout groups, anybody who wanted to collaborate and do a scarecrow and be on the trail. You had to register, you have to give your scarecrow a name. Every scarecrow gets a
Nice.
sign like
Very
this.
nice.
And it has a QR code. So as people are going around, they can say, that's my favorite scarecrow. Click and
vote for it.
vote for them. And then
Okay.
in each community, there's a People's Choice Award. So a winner in each community will get a $50 gift card.
And it's interesting that, like you say, this is your second year. Well, 5 years ago, not even thought of. Wasn't
Right.
even in your register anywhere. And now here we are from last year to this year, and what would you say, 300? That's amazing.
I know. It's awesome.
Yeah. Have you seen many of them or all of them? Or?
Oh, no, I haven't seen all of them, no. But we're encouraging people as they build their scarecrow, or of course their scarecrow is long done by now, and throughout the month to take pictures and then post them on. Each community has their own Facebook event called the Display of Scarecrows in Sugar Grove, in
Sure.
Amanda, in Lithopolis. And then we encourage people to post photos there so you can see them. But the real idea is to get out and drive around the county and see these scarecrows. We want you to be a tourist in your own backyard. Get out there and see these scarecrows.
This is something that you can do right now. You could do it tonight at 8 o'clock. You can do it whatever's
Anytime.
convenient for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be office hours. The Scarecrows
Sure.
are outside, so you can actually take a good, clear photo of them. They're not behind glass. You can see them. And, we don't have a lot of rules for it, but that was one of them. We want the Scarecrows to be outside so people can, after work, then they can feed their kids and then get in the car and then drive around and see them. You can't make it this business hours kind of thing.
So here we are in the middle, kind of late middle part of October. How long will this go on? Through the month of October?
Throughout the month of October, yeah. And there's still plenty of time to
Sure.
go out and see Scarecrows.
Oh my, that sounds like a great thing to do. I mean, the weather has been great recently to go out in the evening. You're a lot less rain. It hasn't been so cold that you can't enjoy this
Right.
and take the kids out. Is that what you kind of see, families going out doing this?
We do see a lot of families, but we've also, I drive down Main Street, going places, in the evening or on the weekends, and there's groups of young people, and yeah, this is a cool thing.
Yeah.
So, and we've really appreciated the enthusiasm that the community has shown. Every community has shown about this. It's a great event.
Well, again, this is a fall time of the year. It's really grown, and the more and more things, it's a beautiful time of the year to be out. You see the leaves changing now. It is just a great thing to come up with. What a
Yeah.
great idea.
Yeah,
Did this just evolve a couple years ago?
Well, I'll tell you what happened actually. A person in Bremen went on vacation to New England, and the city that she was visiting did a Scarecrow contest, and she came home, and Bremen had a Scarecrow contest that next summer. That next fall, yeah. And then we found out about it, and we went to her and said, "Hey, do you mind if we turn this into a county-wide event?" And she was like, "No, go ahead." So we did.
And here we are 2 years, fast forward until now, and 300 of these little
Yeah.
guys are popping up everywhere.
Yeah.
And I can tell, but you've had some pictures, we'll show some of them, a lot of creativity, and these people can just come up with
Yeah.
lots of different ideas.
Yeah, it's amazing how creative people are. And, some of these Scarecrows are basic, and some of them are really elaborate, but they're all fun.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like a
Sure.
Scarecrow? So,
Sure.
yeah, they've been really, really cool.
So we've got this going on, the Trail of Scarecrows going on through the end of the month. They can find all this information at visitfairfieldcounty.org. They've got all kind of information on there about everything that the Visitors Bureau does there, and much more than this Scarecrows thing. They talk about everything they do. Come the end of October, plans for November, December? I know we're a ways off yet, but...
Well, we are a little bit, but we have another trail that you probably saw when you were on the website called Tinsel and Traditions.
Yes.
Where that's where we come up with all the holiday
Is that
events.
like this, only with Christmas?
It's a little bit different. All of the
Okay.
trails are different.
Sure.
Tinsel and Traditions is a way that we think you can create new memories or keep up your old rituals with your family and friends. Where do you go to pick your own Christmas tree? How, like in the Fontanini figures that are out at Crossroads, and Daco has always a display of Christmas trees. That's really nice. So It's just, we put different things like that together.
So again, is that something that's gone on for a while, that trail? Has that been
Last year,
around?
yeah.
Okay.
We're creative.
Well, again, even with the COVID things, just you've had to make some changes, but some of them perhaps turn out to be interesting and maybe something you'll do in the future, even hopefully if COVID isn't with us, whenever that is. So.
Soon, I hope.
Yeah, soon. Fran Tiburzio with visitfairfieldcounty.org. That's the website. Phone number is 800-626-1296. It's a great website, though. You go on there, and boy, you can just find everything. Kudos to putting that on. You've got so much info on there. It's really, really nice.
Yeah,
Very nice.
we want to make it easy for visitors.
So good. The Trail of Scarecrows going on now through the end of the month. Very good. So try to hit that up. Again, the information's on their website. I'd like to thank Fran for being with us today, and hope you've enjoyed our time together on Fairfield Today.
Interface Video, in cooperation with Fairfield Federal, presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fair Hope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Adam H., Dagger Law, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.